Now you're getting really good at factoring using difference in squares. And so I'm going to reward you by giving you a hot dog and I'll write in blue if you can factor this here. Now this looks like a difference in squares problem because you can take the square root of this and the square root of this. So let's say this here is equals to something times something, and the square root of 16x to the 4 is going to be 4x squared 4x squared. 4 times 4 is 16. X squared times x squared is x to the 4 because we're going to add the exponents. 2 plus 2 is 4. Write down your plus minus. What times what is 81? We have 9 times 9. Are we done? And if you think we're done, let me get my hot dog back. However, if you saw it, which one can we factor further? And yes, indeed, we can factor this one further. So I'm going to copy everything down again. And let's use blue. So 4x squared plus 9, we're done here. We can no longer factor this. However, this one here, we can use difference of squares once again. What times what is 4x squared? We have 2x times 2x is 4x squared. And then write down plus minus. What times what is 9? We have 3 times 3 is 9. Survey this question. Use your eyes to check out each part. Can we factor any further? And the answer is no. Excellent. So I want to share with you one last question here relating to difference of squares, a little bit of a harder one. Just in case your teacher is in a bad mood and just has a bad day, and you get this brutal question, I want you to be prepared for anything. So what can we do here? Step 1 is to always pull out the GCF. Is there some number we can divide by? And it sure helps to have a calculator. Using your calculator, you can pull out a 3. 48 divided by 3 is 16. So we have 3 times 16x to the 4 is 48x to the 4 minus 243 divided by 3 is 81. So we have 81y to the 4th. Now this here kind of looks suspicious. It kind of looks like a difference of squares type question. So let's try by breaking it down to the two brackets. What times what is 16x to the 4? We have 4x squared because 4 times 4 is 16. X squared times x squared is x to the 4 because we add the exponents. 2 and 2 is 4. So we copy this down twice. We always write plus minus. And what times what is 81y to the 4th? We do the numbers first. But remember, we also need to remember the y squared because y squared times y squared is equals to y to the 4 because we're adding the exponents. Now don't stop here. Be very suspicious. Always look to see if you can go further. So what we have here is 3 4x squared plus 9y squared, and we're done because this is a plus sign. We can no longer factor. However, for this part here, we're going to use difference of squares one more time. What times what is 4x squared? We have, great job, 2x times 2x becomes 4x squared. We always write plus minus. What times what is 9y squared? We have 3y times 3y is 9y squared. Double check, can we go any further? And this is probably as hard as we're going to get. So when factoring, always remember to pull out the GCF first. Remember the difference of squares formula. Remember that a squared minus b squared equals, bracket, bracket, a plus b, a minus b. And that this formula does not work if there's a plus sign here. It must be minus. And as you're factoring, always ask the question, Can we go further? And the answer is sometimes we can.